I look happy there, eh? That's camping on the Isle of Mull, perhaps around 81-82, roughly the time that I was collecting these records that until recently were hidden in that house in rural Scotland and now soon to be unveiled. I was desperately trying, like so many others before, to be a rock star. I failed through lack of talent and misguided hairstyles. The years have not been kind to me since, my youthful features and delicate complexion ravaged by time. Apart from this one where I somehow managed to look 45 years old when I was actually just 18. But I have been resurrecting some old albums that were boxed away in the garage, not belonging to me. You have to keep busy doing something during the lockdown. Even listen to a few. Not that one. But you can only listen to Journey and Styx for so long. Oh, that's a good one. It's a fair old mixture in here and there's some real crackers too. But I'm curious to revisit those years spent buying records on a Saturday afternoon in Edinburgh all those years ago. Whoa, look at the size of Robert Goulet's head. What on earth? The bevies and the fish suppers before catching the bus home just as all the smart and trendy people were all coming into town, just when we were leaving. Where were they going? We never did find out, sadly. See if I can remember the stories behind those albums and rummage through the jasmine in my mind, as it were. I'm sure I'll be delighted, shocked and horrified by the experience. Might as well film it while I'm at it. Here they are. Arrived at last. Actually, they've been here for about 4 or 5 days, but I've been trying to do the other part of the video. And now I'm ready to open. So, I know what you're saying. You're saying, so what? You were camping in the Isle of Mull. What's the big deal with that? And you'd be right. But in the middle of the night, did you leave your tent and walked into the pub with your wee torch? That's a flashlight for my North American viewers. And you go into the pub and then you get challenged by a 7-foot farmer in a boiler suit. That's coveralls for my North American viewers. Challenged me to a game of darts and he had his own darts, homemade. This size, like torpedoes. Big feather flights, those old fashioned ones, you know, real chicken feathers that he'd probably just plucked that day. Stuck on, he's like hammering it in there. And I'm dartless, of course, because I'm camping. Don't bring darts with you to bloody camps. So again, not a big deal, right? But did you beat him? No, you didn't. And neither did I. He's 7 foot tall. Boiler suit, what are you going to do? You're going to let him win, aren't you? He looked a wee bit no right as well, you know. Look at that guy Elaine, you know. Could have been in a bar just like this. I think it's happened in a bar just like this. Here it is. Got my little blade here. I'll see if I can open this up. I'm only seeing one at a time. Now remember, 34 years, right? Maybe longer than that since I've seen these. Probably is actually. I'm handy with a blade. What surprises are going to be in here? See if there's nothing in here, I'm going to kill you, Alison. That's the inner sleeve. That's the inner sleeve. Maybe it isn't. Look at this one. There it is. I did not know I had this one. Good Lord. I did not know I had this. Ian Jury and the Blockheads Greatest Hits. I bet you there's not a bad track on this. But they're all here. What a waste. Reason to be cheerful. Part 3. Wake up and make love to me. Cracker. There ain't have been some clever bastards. Hit me with your rhythm stick. Sex and drugs and rock and roll in betweenies. Common as muck. Sweet Jean Vincent. That's another beauty. I want to be straight. Try playing that nowadays. Brilliant. Clean that up. That's going on the night. Next. Oh, there you go. Time for some prog. Not really prog. Manfred Mann's Earth Band. This is what's this, like 1972 or something like that. And everybody at school all had their denim jackets. It was all painted right. Lots of Bowie, lots of Status Quo, lots of this, that, and the next thing. And I painted Manfred Mann's Earth Band. That logo there on the back of my denim jacket in Airfix paints, which is the paints that you used to paint little model aeroplanes with. Very intricate, very ornate. The fumes were, you know, I mean, I shouldn't have been painting that long. Maybe that's what kind of, I think that's the reason why I'm kind of, I have these little things nowadays, right? Kind of proggy, yeah, right? 3 tracks on one side, 4 on the other, and 2 of them are the same song, just reprises, part 1, part 2. Number 3. What can you say? That's self-explanatory. Classic cover. You're under no illusions what you're buying when you get this one. Motorhead, Vibrator, Lost Virginia. Was this their first album? This can't be their first album, is it? 77? That's not their first. I don't remember buying this one. I wonder if this belongs to somebody else. I borrowed it. I just never gave it back. Lemmy. Filthy Animal Tailor. Fast Eddie. Don't need to tell you that, do I? You already know that. 1977. So this is like when punk was starting to come out and whatnot, right? And Motorhead's blasting away with this stuff. It's a nice match there, actually. Kind of similar. I just saw Motorhead on the Bomber tour in Edinburgh. Was it the Playhouse? So the Bomber tour, so they had a big huge replica of a bomber or something like that, a massive big thing right above the stage, and these guys would just batter out as loud as all hell. I mean, it was just crazy loud, and it's just a barrage of noise. And at one point, everybody, it's just hair and teeth and blood all over the place. And at one point, I took a break from headbanging and I looked up, and that's what it was. It was just a sea of hairy Scottish people, and the band just blaring away. And I don't know if the band did this on purpose, but they started a song, everybody starts headbanging, it's just hair and teeth, blood all over the place, and then they stopped about like 45 seconds in, because somebody wasn't playing the same song as the other 2 guys. Nobody knew. Everybody just still battering on, right? I'm sure it was a ploy. There it is. So when I was talking about, look at that cover. Is that not absolutely spectacular? The Roaring Silence, Man from Mars Earth Band again. So 2 from those guys. This was their probably their most successful album, I would say. I've not seen this one for ages, man. So good. So good. Blinded by the Lights on this one. The long version, which is the only one that's the only one you need to listen to. The one, it's the guitars. The guitar solos are amazing. Dave Flett, Scottish guy actually. Not a lot of people know that. Well, maybe you did. And maybe you don't care. Doesn't matter. Brilliant cover, eh? That's when people cared about covers as well. They don't do that anymore. Nobody does that. Really disappointing. Anyway, there you go. There's the first 4. Let's have a wee look at them. That's the first 4. Going to clean these guys up and see what kind of condition they're in. I don't think I was too kind to my records back in the day. Never had a turntable. It was a wee scabby little just record player, we called it, right? And I think I don't even remember buying a needle in my life, so it's probably the same needle for 10 or 15 years, something like that. But they put a penny on the top of it because it would jump. So if they've got jumps, it's too bad. But there's a fix for some of that stuff. But it's just great to have them back again. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. This like and subscribe business, you know what, you should probably do it. See you later. Real feathers, bird feathers, chicken feathers, like freshly plucked.